Welcome back to another day in Arena, everybody. It's Untap Your Go, and today we are playing Vito's Blood in Historic. So this is a deck built around Exquisite Blood and Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. So Exquisite Blood says whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life, and Vito says whenever you gain that much life, target opponent loses that much life. So it just creates an infinite loop when you have both these in play and you start to gain any life. And then Marauding Blight Priest is basically the same thing as Vito, except it says each opponent. So it goes across, it goes against hexproof and stuff, so it gets through all that stuff. Doesn't target, and the only difference is it doesn't have the activation like Vito does. And then the rest of the deck is just some life gain and some death touch to get us there. So we have 4 copies of Night Market Lookout. This, whenever it becomes tapped, we gain a life and our opponent loses life. So this can start the combo right off the bat, or it's just a nice clock, it's a nice early aggressive creature. We have 4 copies of Gifted Aetherborn. This is 2 mana, 2/3 with Death Touch and Lifelink, so it's going to help hold up the wall so people don't want to attack through, and then we can just gain life, same thing. Blood Artist, whenever any of our creatures die or whenever our opponent's creatures die, target player loses a life and we gain a life, which also gets multiplied whenever we have Vito and Marauding Blight Priest into play. So if with both of these in play and Blood Artist, we're basically bolting our opponent every single turn, so that's really strong. And then we have 2 copies of Woestrider, which creates a goat. We can sacrifice creatures at instant speed, which helps trigger the Blood Artist if we need to, and then also helps us scry to find the rest of our cards. We have 2 copies of Murderous Rider to be able to destroy target creature or planeswalker, and then it also has lifelink on the back end, so that's going to help. 4 copies of Collected Company to be able to reveal the top 6, put 2 creatures into play. This is the only green card in the main board to be able to find some of our key combo pieces. And we have 2 copies of Fatal Push to destroy our opponent's creatures, 2 copies of Thoughtseize to protect our cards and disrupt our opponent. And then in the mana base, we just have a mix of dual lands, no basic forests, because the only green card is Collected Company in the main board. We have 8 swamps, 2 Friction Towers to ramp up a little bit, 4 copies of Castle Locthwain to be able to draw. In the sideboard, 2 copies of Thoughtseize against control, 2 copies of Life Goes On against aggressive matchups, and it also just hits your opponent for 4 if you have Veto in play. Then 4 copies of Destiny Spinner to make both our creatures and enchantments uncounterable, which helps because Exquisite Blood and our creatures, we need both in play. And then we have 3 copies of Extinction Event to be able to destroy our opponent's creatures, or exile them rather, and 4 copies of Leyline of the Void to be able to exile our opponent's graveyard. And that is Vito's Blood. I will leave a link down below in the description if you want to import this and try it out yourselves. And let's take this into the arena and see how we do. Alright, going into game 1 against Gun, and they are on the play. Our bidding hand is pretty cool. We have in cemeteries, so we have green, we have Collected Company, and some early removal with the Aetherborn and Vito. We have most of the so this is pretty cool. Red. We'll play the swamp and pass. We can hold off Fatal Push. Oh yeah, I can kill the robber. Taking 1 cemetery. Get that Aetherborn is gonna become a brick wall for the Fervent Champion, so it has to have like Lightning Strike. They want to double shock hitters. And there you go, Scorching Dragon Firework. So I'm probably gonna play Vito. Yeah, I don't want to shock in the Overgrown Tombs. Just gonna play Vito. Raging Colors. I mean, this has got to be quicker. I guess we block here. It's Boulder Rush. First strike will kill Vito automatically. Yeah. At least we got something out of it. Pass it up. We're going to hold up the Collected Company. Bad. I like that. There. And now take over the game from so Overgrown Tomb tapped, pass it up. Play Night Market Lookout. I mean attack. Opponent with the good game. They ran out of resources. The game opponent. Okay, going into game 2 against, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. And we are on the draw. Okay, the opponent's taking a mulligan down to 5, which is super good for us. Started off with a Reliquary Tower. We will start off with the Overgrown Tomb. Self-Errant Void for our opponent, so we're up against a colorless deck, which is cool. Ugin's Conjurant for our opponent. Just play the Blooming Marsh, play the Blood Artist, and pass. I mean, we have the combo, so all we need are just to play our lands and not be interrupted in any way. If our opponent ramps up into Ugin, then we're just going to be in a lot of trouble. Or this could just be a colorless creature deck. So we got Ugin's Conjurant and Crystalline Giant. Crystalline Giant's going to become an issue very quickly. So we'll play the Woodland Cemetery. I mean, we could play Veto. Doesn't really matter. I guess we play Woe Strider first. And then we'll just pass it up. And then next turn we can play Veto and Night Market Lookout. And then the following turn we just win. Alright, Radiant Fountain for our opponent. Gain some life back. Mystic Forge is going to be... Ooh, that's pretty good too. We're going to be able to cast stuff off the top. And the Crystalline Giant has 2 keywords now. They have Menace and Lifelink. So we can't just chump with our goat, which was what we were planning on doing. So we just take the 3 here. And then we'll go ahead and sacrifice the goat anyway. Target player takes the damage. Don't think we need another land, so we can scry that to the bottom. Alright, drew into another Exquisite Blood. So we'll play out Veto, and then the Night Market Lookout. And then we just pass it up. Opponent's most likely going to exile the top of their library. I don't know, maybe not. They like what's on top. So that's pretty sketchy. Alright, Power Stone Shard for opponent's last card. Can they play anything off the top? Oh, Palladium Mirror's good. Alright, Crystalline Giant gets Trample. And I think again we're just going to take it. We don't really care. My turn. Play a Swamp. Play Exquisite Blood. Activate the Woe Strider. And then the loop begins. Opponent has to sit here and like resolve him. He's thinking about it for a second. I give it like 6 or 7 more times. We'll realize that it just doesn't end. Good game, opponent. Alright, going into game 3 against... Can't even begin to try to pronounce that either. Everybody with their crazy names. We're going to play Night Market Lookout, turn 1 and pass. Alright, Knight of the Ebon Legion for our opponents, so we're up against Mono Black. Well, attacking's pointless. We'll just play the Blood Artist and pass. Freebooter's cool, but doesn't hit any of our cards, thankfully. No box will take the damage. So I could play Veto again. I could play Veto, or I could Murderous Rider, the Knight of the Ebon Legion. I think we're going to shock regardless for the Overgrown Tomb. Could also play another Blood Artist and another Night Market Lookout and set up for a stronger Veto. I feel like this Murderous Rider is going to come in handy. But now, we just play Veto. Yeah, let's just play Veto, and then hopefully we draw into some more lands and some more action. Yeah, our Murderous Rider is probably going to have to go after the Drana. I almost attacked with a Knight, that would have been sweet. Blooming Marsh. I guess we just pass. We'll have to figure out when to use this Murderous Rider. Oh shoot. Probably gonna have to use it on that. Phyrexian Obliterator, that's yeah. So Drana makes Knight a 2/3. So kinda have to try to kill the... Alright, so yeah, this kinda sucks, but we're gonna kill the Drana instead of the Obliterator. Double block the Knight here. Yeah, so that gives us a little bit of a buffer in life up against this Obliterator, so that'll help. We'll play the Marauding Blade Priest and the other Night Market Lookout and just pass. Grey Merchant's pretty good. We eat 7. Alright, so taking 6. Yeah, I feel like we just take 6. Blooming Marsh isn't great, but... So I can play Blood Artist, so I get extra life drain. I can also play the Murderous Rider, so we have the lifelink. I think we play that. And then no attacks. 4, 5, 6, 7, so it's not enough. Alright. Alright, another Knight of the Ebon Legion. And Thoughtseize takes our Blood Priest. Or Blood Artist, I mean. So here comes the Obliterator. We have to block it. So this is going to be 2 damage. So this eats all 5 damage right here. We have to sacrifice 2 permanents. Could also double block with the Marauding Blade Priest and kill it, but then we'd have to sacrifice 5 permanents. Yeah, I think we would just block with the Murderous Rider. Alright, sacrifice 2 permanents. So we'll sacrifice the Night Lookout and I guess the Blade Priest. And if we can top deck into an Exquisite Blood, this would be amazing. Alright, so not quite. Not quite, but Get the Aetherborn definitely helps. So now, if our opponent wants to try to attack, Get the Aetherborn is going to become a very huge roadblock for them. Though just attacking with everything is definitely smart. So we're taking 1 in the air regardless, down to 4. Blocking the Obliterator here. This blocks and trades all 5 and kills the Obliterator. I have to block the Knight of the Ebon Legion because it can pump it. So I could block like this, but then he kills Veto. So I think we block the Blood Artist. But then if we get the Exquisite Blood, then we don't just win. We can't just win regardless. Have to block like that. And then we can block the Grey Merchant like this. Our opponent pumping is irrelevant. Back down to 2. Back up to 4. Do we just win? Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so we can sacrifice 2 lands and then attack for 1. Oh my god, good game. And the Exquisite Blood off the top. Holy crap. That's awesome. Welcome back to the wrap up, everybody. If you made it this far, thank you for watching as always. Today we went 3-0 for a pretty exciting finish. Unfortunately, the first game's audio was a little rough, and Collect a Company we did not get to fire off at all in any of our videos, but we were able to get the Exquisite Blood combo on camera, and that was a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. If you did, please consider checking out the link down below to try out the deck yourself, and leave a like on today's video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, all that good stuff, and I will see you all in the next video.